change the odds up and take over. Songs I manifest, show ya. I'm coming revolutionary like Sister Rosa.
What's up, everybody? My name's Ryan. Welcome to the channel. We are going to be working on my 3000 GT today, and I'm going to show you how to replace the hood struts because mine are they're starting to give out. This is what we got going on. I hope you all are having a great day or night so far. Join me as I go through this quite simple process, really. This is probably going to be a short one, but let's start with all the tools you're going to need. First and foremost, you're going to need something to hold up the hood. This can be a pole. Preferably another person would probably be the best here because we are going to have to move the hood a little bit, so they can do that while you're working on the hood struts. And then that's the tools. That's all you need. We're taking out 4 bolts today and putting them back in. So here I have my open end and box end ratcheting 10mm wrench. This also flexes, which will actually be really handy for what we're doing today. And then this ratchet here with a 10mm socket and extension is optional, but it'll kind of help out for the frontmost bolt, but it's not necessary. And then over here, you're obviously going to want your new hood struts. I got mine from A Premium. Before you install them or start taking anything apart, I would just check, make sure they look correct, make sure they aren't the same side. They're going to look different. The brackets are going to face different ways, as you can see. And I almost forgot, we also need a 12mm wrench as well, and this has to be open end. So we're going to need it to unbolt the top of the strut from the hood itself. Also, you can have some racing on your TV. Definitely not required for the job, but highly, highly recommended. I cannot stress that enough. Oh, come on, man. Come on. I'm a McLaren fan. Let's go. Let's get right into this. We're just going to start this one side at a time. We're going to start with the driver's side over here. So here's what I was talking about. The frontmost bolt, you do have a lot more access to it, but the rear one, the strut kind of gets in the way. That's why it's more preferred to have a wrench, but that ratchet will fit in here, which is awesome. So we will take our ratchet here on this front bolt and just crack that off. Shouldn't be too tight. Again, depends on the application. If yours is older and rustier, I mean, you never know. Beautiful. And then for this inward bolt, we're just going to slap our wrench on there. You can only really do little turns at a time, but it works. Now, I'm not going to fully take that bolt down there out yet, because I also want to loosen this one first. This might take a few seconds. And then once you get that fully unthreaded, it's just kind of like a bolt hanging off the end there. And now we can finish taking this out. Man, I love it. And that's it. That's how you get it out. It is not a tedious process by any means. So now we have our old strut out. We know it is the left-hand side because it's got this funky little print here. But also, well, we should just know that because we just took it out. We're going to get our other strut. We always want to confirm that we're looking at the same thing here, that the brackets look the same. Take it off, make sure it lines up, which I already did. I can't say for all third-party part companies if they will include this, but our little bolt on a joint here wasn't even in there. We actually get to put it in ourselves. So we're just going to take our joint here, pop it in, and this mechanism will lock itself around it, and it can't come back out. Very neat. Now, if it does arrive like this where you put the joint in yourself, honestly, you don't really have to do it then. You could also thread it in first and then snap the strut onto it. But we're already doing it this way. Maybe we'll try it the other way with the other side. But before we put it in, we are going to put some anti-seize on it. We're going to just spread a little bit on the threads there so that it'll make future you very happy if you ever have to take these out again. And they won't be all rusted and tight and possibly even snap. We're just going to put the littlest strip on there. Very nice. Alright, so now we have this started. So we just got to give it a couple turns. Now this is a very fun learning experience. And what I'm going to say so that you don't have to find out yourself is definitely start that thread before you snap the strut on. Trying to start that little guy, you can barely fit your thumb in there. yeah, it's not as fun. As you can see, the bracket is not resting flat down, and because these are meant to, well, hold an entire hood up, these struts are pretty hard to compress by hand. You can't really push it up in there. So we're going to have to lift the hood higher instead, and that's where you kind of want another person. But I'm just going to do left hand here, right hand threading it in. And again, if you would like, I would recommend putting some anti-seize on the tips of these, just in case. Can never be too safe. Alright, so we got those started, but not fully tightened yet. They're pretty far down there, as you can see. Now, while this is now supported by this strut, it's probably not good for the hood to have it just supported on one side. So I did just prop up over here while we finish tightening those down, and then we can do the other side. Get that nice and snug, but not too tight. These are just little aluminum bolts. You don't gotta crank them down or anything. And yeah, that's how you replace a hood strut. So this side will be a little bit easier. We're supported over there. So now we have the flex room to move this a little bit as we're working with it. I'm going to spare you the pain of washing all that again, as it's the exact same process. It's identical. So if you'd like, you can just rewatch that first part of the video, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So a couple things while I'm over here wrapping up the other side. Once I did get this strut out, I did have to support it again with the pole. I noticed I did have a little bit of shock left that it was able to, you know, help out and assist with that one and keep the hood up. But once I took it out, it kind of started to fall. So maybe hold on to your pole for a little bit, or your 2x4, or whatever you got. And here's what I was referring to. The better way to do this, if you have the separated joint on this 12mm bolt, I already got it in there. We have our bracket lined up down here. Not in yet. We haven't put the bolts in yet, just laying there. We'll take our joint up and just snap her in. A lot easier. Look at that. You don't understand how good that feels, because roughly a year ago, when they didn't do that still, I had this thing torn down to the block. I was doing all this work with that pole just right there. So yeah, this is fantastic. So that is how you install new hood struts on your 3000 GT. This process should be the same for all your models, as they use the same hoods, same mounting procedures. Not much has changed there, so it should be exactly the same. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope you learned something. If you have any other tips or quirks about this process that you could let me know about in the comments, that would be awesome. And this community is always learning new things. I love seeing the Reddit forums about how to work on these cars. People find little tips and tricks all the time. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll be posting more content along the way. I've got a Mitsubishi radiator that I'm going to be installing soon. We're going to do some more suspension work, sway links. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day or night. We'll see you next time.